Welcome back. Well, Joe Biden is back in Washington after wrapping up his first presidential trip abroad with a high-stakes summit with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Both leaders say the 3 hours of face-to-face talks were mostly positive, but without any big breakthroughs. And while there were areas of possible cooperation, several contentious issues remain. CNN's Matthew Chance has more from Geneva.
The historic summit started in chaos.
Russians on the left, we'll get the Americans on the right.
Kremlin and White House press packs jostling for position. US and Russian presidents themselves faced off inside.
And I hope that our meeting will be productive.
It's always better to meet face to face.
Always better to meet face to face, he said, the words drowned out by the scuffles. What had the undiplomatic start to this controversial meeting set the tone?
Could you characterise the dynamic between yourself and President Biden? Was it hostile or was it friendly?
I think there was no hostility, quite the contrary. We don't share the same positions in many areas, but I think that both of these sides showed a willingness to understand one another and to find ways to bring our positions closer together.
But there are some things the two presidents will never agree on, like the appalling treatment of Alexei Navalny, the Russian opposition figure who was poisoned, then jailed. His anti-corruption campaign shut down. Russian military threats against Ukraine, as well as cyber attacks emanating from Russia, are also a major thorn in the relationship's side, and something President Biden wants stopped.
Secondly, throughout these conversations, did you commit to ceasing carrying out cyber attacks on the United States? Did you commit to stopping threatening Ukraine's security? And did you commit to stop cracking down on the opposition in Russia?
As for cybersecurity, we reached an agreement, chiefly that we will start negotiations on that. I think that's extremely important.
It was only a partial answer, and the press conference almost moved on. But to his credit, President Putin took my follow-up.
Was some of the question not answered?
That's correct, and thank you very much for coming back to me, sir. So there were two other parts of the question. The first one is, did you commit in these meetings to stop threatening Ukraine? Remember, the reason this summit was called in the first place, or the timing of it, was when Russia was building up lots of forces across the border from Ukraine. And the second part of the question, the third part of the question, was, did you commit to stopping your crackdown against the opposition groups inside Russia led by Alexei Navalny?
Well, I didn't hear that part of the question. Maybe it wasn't interpreted, or maybe you just decided to ask a second question.
On Ukraine, he restated the Kremlin's line about exercises on Russian soil being a threat to no one. And he again refused to utter Alexei Navalny's name.
This person knew that he was breaching the laws effective in Russia. He should have noted that as a person who was convicted 2 times. I'd like to underscore that he deliberately ignored the requirements of the laws.
So far, there's no sign this summit has changed President Putin's uncompromising stance. Matthew Chance, CNN, Geneva.